Good evening, America. Welcome to Third Eye Knowledge with the Messenger. I'm gonna do another video for tonight, Saturday. Things are set at December 5th, 2020. Welcome to this evening's consciousness. Three of the comments I chose to do tonight, as well as checking the news here and there, because as most of the comments have been, asking me, where's your videos? What's going on in Massachusetts? What's up in your neighborhood? What's going on in the Cushnet Heights? A lot of them are my residents in the neighborhood. And what's going on is comment number one. This looks a lot like a dictatorial fascist takeover. Yeah. When you're watching the news, America, a lot of you are watching One America Network, One News Network, whatever you want to call them. And I took a look at it today. And these people are definitely following an agenda. They look like they're doing it because something's going on, if you will. When they're reporting, they're shaking their papers like they were down at the White House and the federal level, blah, 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 blah. And these people look scared almost, but they're not scared. They look like they're being paid to say something, or you might as well say it, America. I wouldn't be surprised if these people down at One News Network, there's two different names to these Nazi bastards, and they look like they're being forced to do so. Comment number two, a lot of people are dying. I wouldn't be surprised if our powers at the top of the pyramid, when this comment said, it looks like our federal level of government seems to be turning their noses in the Democratic Party and also following careful research in my community of North Carolina. It looks to us like they've completely packed their bags and loaded up the horses and hit the trails. Absolutely right. They have. I decided to look, America, in my own community, my state of Massachusetts, and no federal level has contacted our state level in 2 months. There's no word of what. Everybody in our state is just trying to get the reserves to set up the field tents. We got one in South Boston right now, in Boston, Massachusetts. Big ups to you guys. It's a massive problem out there, as well as New Bedford out in my area. Just to get comment number three out of the way, Trump is a dictator. You're dealing with a dictator. You are dealing also on top of that. Speaking in Trump's context, now we bring it to the administration and Congress and the Supreme Court. As I said in last night's broadcast, it's all their own doing. You got one group of Congress most likely, and this is just through anybody with a rational thinking brain inside of their skull. Holy shit, my entire fellow establishment of careered public servants like Republicans and Democrats and everyone the fuck else up there. We have a big handful of people that are overpowering the other handful of people, and it's almost like it's a corner scenario. We're going to put the good guys in the corner, and we're going to overrun the entire federal level with Trump loyalists. That's exactly what's going on. You can do your research, and you can look up his administration, every single new top advisor in our defense, and you'll see what they're all about. What should the country do? You change your whole philosophy. In other words, let's use the words of our ancestors and our elders in the 60s. If you give any legal representation any amount of power for any amount of time, and you let them set up their little pawns on the chessboard of American democracy, if you will, they're going to take that away. If you don't have a team backing up what they say they're going to back up, they're not going to back you up. They're going to let the people look at something else while they do something else. In other words, you're also dealing with the cults. You're probably dealing with 3 or 4 secret establishments of people that have their own personal beliefs and are Basically, their intentions are completely different as they come on the camera smiling at you saying, hey, we're going to take care of you. And the bodies are piling up. Morgues are starting to pop open the doors. You stock anything in the closet and put too much in the closet. The bodies are falling out everywhere. And people are going, holy fuck, we're in a post-apocalyptic situation. And yeah, this is the beginning stages of what you would call apocalypse. And I encourage the American people to look up the definition of that. History contexts. And the context that we're in right now are the beginning stages. If you get off OAN and you get off media in general and go to local level newspapers and local level news stations across the country, people are shooting each other, robbing each other, holding up banks, extorting unemployment program. Motherfuckers are frauding the hell out of it like it's a heyday. Because the more you starve the people, the more you work the people and starve them some more. And the more you jack up everything around them, they're going to start frauding everybody. In other words, out here in the community, we're going to touch Whitey's money. We're going to snatch Whitey's money, and we're going to take it. That's the attitudes of everybody that frauded the Massachusetts unemployment system. $242 billion. Big ups. And I give thumbs up to that and things like that, America, because there's a good handful of you that want to vote and play it safe. Comment number 4. We're going to do 6 tonight. I have them in my memo. No matter what happens, you still have to follow the road of democracy. Viewer, how are you going to follow a road that's not there? How are you going to do that? Are you going to make a wish? That's not happening, viewer, because you don't have democracy at that level anymore. And when you don't have anybody setting the example at the level of security, our government, we're securing law, order, checks, and balances. It's like a safety safe. The United States government's a safety safe. We're going to do an acid trip scenario. They gave everybody in government basically took acid, right? We have a pandemic. Okay, viewer, this is the viewer that suggested that we're supposed to follow the road of democracy, so I want everybody to follow this answer to help this viewer out, because this viewer is a Trump supporter. We're panicking, asking this government that, let's say, is under the influence, because that's the level of corruption and how much is showing through. Because anybody that's committing corruption like them should have a better idea and better system in which to corrupt you, but they don't. They're stupid. It's almost like they are on some kind of psychological mind-altering substance. All 535 members of Congress. Anyway, we're panicking. We're begging them. We got every state-level government banging on Washington's door, and they think the door is a snake or some kind of fucking god or something, and they're running the other way, talking about it's going to eat me, and the floor is falling out under me. They're not in the right state of mind. So, viewer, again, you can't follow a road of democracy unless you choose to in your community to set an example to help keep whatever law, order, checks, and balances are in your community, because you're a smarter person than whoever's in our government right now. Comment number 5. You talk a lot of stuff. You talk a lot of shit for somebody that has not even graduated high school, has no doctorates and or associates in political science and or democratic judicial commentary. How do you know so much information, and how do you say it so persuasively? I'm not persuading anybody, viewer. I'm not persuading anybody. I hope I am, but at the same time, it takes an entire mass group of individuals that are supposed to be and or want to be or somehow think they want to be the ones on the side of the people are in the wrong. They're being wronged. We are losing lives and houses and homes and jobs like a schizophrenic loses common sense, if it makes any sense. How we do this, before I get to comment number 6, it's very simple. I'm done watching. They're lying to me. The only people around me that are trying to tell me some kind of truth are probably your family, your employees, or if you're a younger viewer, like I have a lot of viewers between the ages of 19 and 21, probably in a further institution of higher learning, and they're making more sense than the people on your televisions. That should tell you who to believe. Yourself. If your rational thinking mind is telling you to believe family, friends, and community, then you are a smart person and should continue to do so. If you're one of these magatards, these incompetent intellectual incompetents that have no idea what the fuck they're following and what they're about, then you're part of the problem and you need to stop being part of the problem and disappear and take your little beliefs somewhere else so you can die somewhere. Because through my sociology, again, America, to speed up the video, it's pretty much there. More and more people are coming around to the fact that you're on your own. And in my personal opinion, comment number 6, should we even as a country be, should we even, excuse me, America, should we even as a country be focusing on networks like Fox News, MSNBC, CNBC? No. Local level. Florida, you have a local news broadcasting corporation. I lived down there for a while. In every other state, you have local level news stations, and if you don't have local access to a local network of news broadcasting, then you're better off trying to find a paper or articles and people that write journal op-eds on local level news. America, this is pretty much common sense. You don't have a government anymore. And I'll say it until I'm dead in a box. Because now you can clearly see, as of today, everybody's just talking shit about one another, and they think it's funny. So I ask America to ask yourselves a question. How is this funny? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that if we don't, as a whole entire country of 400 million grown adults with big boy underwears and big girl underwears, have any common sense to help any of our state level government that are trying to set things up to help your community, that also involves all of us. Your state level governor opens up a field tent, spread the fucking news like wildfire. That's what we're doing out here. Stop relying on an establishment that has always been corrupted and full of corruption for their own gain. Peace.